In Miami via satellite, you can see her in the screen behind me. She has an update on what's happening in the Ted Bundy trial. Ruth, what is going on?
Bob, it's kind of interesting what's going on right now. As you can see, I'm standing in an empty courtroom with Judge Edward Cowart's permission. This afternoon, in this courtroom, he gave his instructions to the jury, told them what its duties was in this murder trial, and excused them to the jury room. They're in there right now, and we're all waiting. The waiting begins. It is a 7-count indictment. 3 counts burglary and assault, 3 counts attempted murder, 2 counts murder. Jury members have been instructed that they must rule on each of these counts and can only find Ted Bundy guilty if they can do so beyond any reasonable doubt.
If you cannot reconcile any conflicts you find, then it is your duty to reject the evidence you find to be unworthy of belief and to accept and rely upon the evidence that you find worthy of belief.
The lawyers for both sides hope that all jurors heard all the closing arguments, but it is only the educated observer who can tell if Ruth Hamilton is sleeping or observing. She has done both during the course of this trial and has given the proceedings a few needed chuckles during the past 4 weeks. But today the task turns serious. The defendant waits now in his cell. His mother and friends wait in a quiet hotel room. The lawyers wait. The media waits. The jury deliberates.
As a good, loving, fine young man.
Are you confident that he will be acquitted here?
I hope he will be acquitted. I can't say I'm confident, but I believe he should be on the basis of the non-evidence.
Speaking of that evidence, just a few minutes ago up in the media room, something rather unprecedented occurred. Ted Bundy had agreed to do an interview with me over the telephone. He called me while we were talking on this interview. In this courtroom, Judge Edward Cowart came in to answer some questions that the jurors had. We were able to relay to Bundy what the judge was saying.
Ted, it doesn't appear to be anything significant at this point. What is happening right now?
The jury has asked a question about testimony, certain evidence from police.
The jury has asked a question, Ted, about some testimony, and the judge is going to provide that. About Marion? About Deputy Miriam Kirkham. Do you have any idea what that's about?
Marion Kirkham, I have. Oh, yes, indeed. Well, that could be with regard. Marion Kirkham was the crime scene technician who processed the Dunwoody crime scene, and she was responsible, 1, for collecting the linen from Cheryl Thomas's bed, and 2, for collecting the pantyhose mask. And she also stretched it out on the floor to take a photograph of the mask. Our contention has been that possibly the hair found on the mask was picked up off the floor. And then a few minutes ago I talked to one of my attorneys, and he was telling me what the jury was doing, which is, from what we can tell, very little. And I started to get a little bit edgy. I said, well, why aren't they looking at exhibits? And how late are they going to go? And someone said that Judge Cowart had predicted they'll be back tonight. I wanted to know why he thought that was going to be the case, and so on and so forth. So I just said, I just decided to put it out of my mind, and I'll tell you what, whatever happens, I'm ready for it.
Are you prepared for a guilty verdict?
Sure thing. I mean, yes, I am, believe it or not. In a way, I just want to get this over so I can catch up on my sleep, and that may sound kind of funny, but the pressure of being in trial is such that almost any outcome is preferable to going through trial.
Bob, that's the way it's been today. It's been a day of excitement, exclusive interviews, and a day of waiting. We are right now waiting to see what's going to happen.
Have any idea at this point, Ruth, just how long we're going to have to wait?
That's the million-dollar question, how long we're going to have to wait. Just a few minutes ago, I asked the bailiff in the courtroom how long he thought it was going to be. He said, only the man upstairs knows that. I can't give you an answer. It could be 1 hour. It could be 5 days.
Okay, Ruth, thank you. We know you'll be waiting. We'll know we'll hear immediately as anything happens.
You will.
Okay.